Alternative Magazine. We are back this week for another episode of Unscripted Verbiage, and we're sitting with Ben Jewell of Ventruss, or should we say formerly of Ventruss, because he has ventured out to do some collabs and some solo stuff. And so we're sitting with him today to find out what's going on for 2026 and beyond. So what is up, friend? Tell us.
What's going on, my friend? I'm doing great. I live in Kansas City, Missouri now. Ventured out there. Love my brothers in Ventruss. Want to say first and foremost with that. We ended the band on good terms. I love those guys dearly, and you can check all of those guys out on their socials for what they're doing right now. So, like, I've moved to Kansas City, Missouri in May of this past year,
Mhm.
and since then, I came here with the intent of starting a solo project, which I have 2 songs recorded already for. One of them will be out soon. Don't know when exactly. Aiming for March.
Mhm.
Not so sure. It'll be under my name though, Ben Jewell. But since then, since I moved here, I've had 2 collaborations come out. One was with a band called Escalate from Slovenia.
Yep.
That came out last July.
July
Now has
4th, in fact.
July 4th, in fact. It sure did come out July
Mhm.
4th. Has about 100,000 streams on YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, Spotify now, which is awesome. Shout out to them. It was an awesome experience doing that song. And then one of the one of the ones that was really pretty cool to do was I got to work with the band Butcher Babies
Yep.
on a remix EP. So how that happened was I entered a open verse challenge at the beginning of last year,
Mhm.
and I was chosen out of hundreds. I believe, I don't know if it was close to 1,000 entries. They
Wow.
chose 8, and I was one of those 8 that they chose for the remix EP. And also since then, I recently, as of September of this past year, joined a band out of Springfield, Missouri called Sky Falls Down. So be on the lookout for new music and shows with them. Still in the building process of that. We're putting
Mhm.
together our live set. We're putting together our production and everything. But it should be sooner than later, hopefully.
Wow. So, I mean, 2026 already keeping you busy. And I mean, hell, 2025 was busy enough as it is. I wanted to touch on that Butcher Babies collab too. So, I looked at it this morning, over 330,000 streams so far. That's impressive
Yes.
as hell.
That is nuts to me. Like it's you always dream of seeing numbers like that on your Spotify,
Yeah.
and then you actually see them, and it's like literally like from when I first saw it to like seeing it now, it's like slap myself in the face, like there's no way this is real. This is crazy. Uh
Yeah, man. So, what prompted the big move? Like, were you just tired of Louisiana? Like, what? I need a change, or, because that's a pretty drastic change, Louisiana to Kansas City.
it is a pretty drastic
Yeah.
change. And I knew I'd wanted to get out of Louisiana for a
Mhm.
minute. I love Louisiana. I really do. I love the music scene, the art scene, the food. I mean, you can't really beat the food
Oh, I know
anywhere.
you can't. Yeah.
They do have some really good barbecue out here in Kansas City, though. I'm not going to lie on that. They do it well. And, it is nice to have live in a place where the food isn't terrible. So
Yeah.
I've been wanting to get out for a minute. And after a couple of years of just kind of feeling complacent, and I just needed something for myself. I needed a change. I got some advice from a friend
Mhm.
years ago who had told me, best advice I can give to you is just get, like branch out.
Yeah.
Like he was just, and like I said, and it's there's nothing wrong with Louisiana. I love Louisiana, but it was just time for a change for myself, and to see new things, experience new things, and expand my art as far out as I can possible.
Man, that's absolutely incredible. And, I couldn't even imagine making a big move like that because, I mean, I'm born, raised Louisiana, grew up in Prairieville. And it's like, I've traveled other places and I've thought about moving, but then, like, the actual thought of moving, like, scares the ever living crap out of me. So kudos to
it's
you for doing
it's
that.
it's terrible. It's actually pretty scary. It's a scary thing to think about.
Yeah.
Thinking about it for a couple of years, I wasn't scared of it. I'm like, I could do it. I'm here for it. And then I actually did it. I got here, and me in my head thinking that, oh, this is going to be a walk in the park. It was not at
Yeah.
all by any means. Whenever I'm born and raised Louisiana as well. I grew up in
Yeah.
New Roads, right outside of Baton Rouge, which, I mean, you're in Prairieville, so
Yeah.
I know you're one of those Louisiana people. I don't have to explain where that is.
No. Yeah.
I believe me, it's all the time. Even sometimes here, like, people don't know where Baton Rouge is, but a lot of people are college sports fans, so
Oh,
they'll
yeah.
they'll make a connection somehow. But where was I going with that? Coming out here, being in Louisiana, born and raised, and how small it is,
Hmm.
everyone knows you from your family or this group of friends or this clique. Like me coming out here, I do have friends out here, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. But the majority of the population has no clue where I come from. So it's like you're literally like have a completely fresh like a fresh start. Like it's a
Yeah.
fresh play, which is a cool thing, but it's scary, because it's kind of tough to I'm trying to think of the word is it's a little scary to mesh, like
Hmm.
you feel like you're meshing and then you're not, then you feel like you'll be meshing and then you won't, and then but it's a very it's a
Yeah.
seesaw. But it is definitely it, I didn't realize it at the time, but it was a bold move to make, and but I'm very thankful I did it. I've grown so much as a
Hmm.
person, like let alone music as a person. I've grown so much, and really thankful I did it. I mean, I carry Louisiana with me all the time. It's not the same
100%
thing.
represent.
I talk
Yep.
about it all the time. I wear LSU stuff, anything flirtily. I'm always repping. I'm always proud of where I come from. I got to come home for the holiday. The song I
Yeah.
got in Ventruss, and yeah, it's I even recorded a song when I was home. So
We'll have
uh
to get into all that. But also, too, I saw
mhm,
you still supporting our homegrown talent up there because our boys from DeRitter, are great areas. They played a show
yeah.
up there recently. I saw you went to go support. I was like, hell yeah, that's awesome, man.
I was so pumped about that because I've been waiting for a Louisiana band to come up here and
Yeah.
play a show, and they were the first ones. So I got to go catch them out. They play this place called Skate Bar in Westport.
Yeah.
I've known Randy Taylor, their singer, for some time. I've known him for at least, I want to say, 8 years
Oh,
now.
they're all good people. Yeah.
All good people, all good
Yeah.
people. They had some other guy. They had I can't remember who it was that was had a connection with the band, but some people, they live in Columbia, Missouri, but they were from
Mhm.
the DeRitter, and they
Wow.
actually have a food truck out in Columbia, Missouri.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see like other Louisiana people out there supporting, and it's
Hell
such
yeah, man.
it was such a cool thing. I've
Yeah, I
been waiting.
saw that. I was like, man, that's amazing. Like, even though you moved away, it's like you still go out and you support and represent. And so I wanted to talk more about your new band. So you touched upon it in the beginning. So tell us a little bit more about the new project and like how things came to be.
Okay, so my solo project I've been kind of putting together for some time. It actually I've always wanted to do something solo where it
Hmm.
was solely me writing all the music. I for years did not have a DAW. I didn't put any money into, getting proper recording equipment or anything like that. And once I did,
Hmm.
I really got this at the time. Uh I had a friend who was telling me how much money he was doing making rap beats. So I literally initially kind of like got this as like a way to like make. 'Cause at the time I was trying to be self-employed,
Right.
and I started making rap beats, but they ended up turning into rock
Hmm.
songs. And at the time I had my beginners guitars. I'm a singer, I'm a bass player. And at the time I would not have considered myself a guitar player. I've
Hmm.
come such a far way on the guitar
Hell yeah.
since then. I had bought a LTD TE401, which is an LTD matte black guitar with a
Yeah.
Telecaster body, and it was the first guitar that I ever had that was it was like a professional guitar,
Right.
and the way it played, I got it set up in the exact tuning I wanted it in, and I wrote. I remember literally when I got the guitar back from Guitar Center after setting it up, I wrote this one riff, and then I took that one little riff and turned it into an entire song. And that was the birth of that. And it because I had some ideas, but like nothing that I would ever like. It was kind of like I was writing for fun, but I was like, okay, now
Right.
this is something. So I actually got a really cool feature on that track, which I can't really reveal right now.
Awesome.
But it will be revealed. I will say this: it is a OG guy from the new metal era.
Nice.
Can say that, and then from that came to a lot of other songs that I wrote. I've got a couple of ideas. Like I said, I just recorded the second single,
Uh-huh.
the second single of my solo project just recently when I was in Louisiana. Went out to Marcus Knoll out in Lafayette, my guy. He also recorded Ventruss's last track, Hive,
Mhm.
which another thing about Ventruss I'll get onto later. But
Yeah, I have that
uh,
on here to touch on Hive because I mean that song it just slams.
oh, oh, absolutely. That one. It was. Glad we went out with that one, but we actually got one more coming, which
We'll
we will.
touch upon that in a minute, but solo stuff, man, because I want to know like what is the sound and the direction that you're going with the solo material? Are you just letting it organically come together, or is there a battle plan going into this?
I'm letting it come together. The
Yeah.
entire that was like the premise of it was just to let it write itself almost. I was
Hell
not
yeah.
really. I was trying to. I mean, everyone tries to go for, I guess, like a sound, which
Right.
I wanted it to be emotionally heavy, whether the music was heavy or not.
Yeah.
And some of the music came out very heavy. Some of the music did not. I got an idea that I actually co-wrote with some friends of mine
Mhm.
out in New Roads, that I mean literally could pass as like partially Backstreet Boys, or like a little bit of
Interesting.
Linkin Park, you know. So it's as long as it's emotionally heavy, I'll
Yeah.
do it. But the first single, I would say I would throw, well, obviously a little bit of some old school new rap metal, due
Hmm.
to the feature, but the music, the way whenever I listened back to it, it reminded me of El Nino, it reminded me of Love and Death, and it reminded me of Angels and Airwaves. Angels and
Wow,
Airwaves.
that's a diverse group of bands to compare it to.
I've always, and that's something that the way I've always written is just like I like to write organically, and I listen to so many different types of music.
You
So
sound like me. Yeah, I listen to
yes, yes.
everything.
Oh yeah, I follow you. Yeah, you definitely you have an eclectic taste, and I
I
love.
do. Well, I was a radio DJ in college too, so that kind of
I mean,
yeah.
you kind of have to listen to music all the time, so
Right.
you hear
Exactly.
and pick and everything. So, but yeah, the solo project, like I said, hopefully the first single will be out by March. Second single hopefully out by June, and I plan on at least, the goal right now. I'm gonna release singles, but the goal is to eventually have 10 singles into a full length. But
Nice.
you know that's the goal as of right now. It could always change. I might just want to do singles, and something else may happen. But the goal right now is to put out a full length EP. But I do want to make sure that each individual song has a video of some
Right.
sort, and whatnot. And I don't want any song to get buried as a filler. I want everyone to kind of speak for themselves.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean,
subject.
every song tells a story, and so I mean that leads me to lyrically. You said you had some of this stuff written and you just kind of been there, but lyrically, what was the biggest inspiration that you would say with these songs? Like, what in life was inspiring you to write?
Oh, the last five, well, at the time, 3 years of my life after I
Mhm.
lost my dad, things were just very, very dark and just different for me.
Right.
I forgot who I was. I had no clue who I was anymore. I didn't recognize myself in the mirror. I mean, I literally
Yeah.
like whenever I had made a plan to end all that and move forward, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was overweight, I was balding, and I was like, who the hell is this guy? And
Yeah.
that's really what the first song is about. Who the hell is this guy? And I didn't even remember, like I couldn't even didn't even remember couldn't even remember what I enjoyed, even when it came to music. Like sometimes listening to music just reminded me of like a past life. Like listening to hard
Hmm.
rock and heavy metal reminded me of life beforehand, and it just made me
Right.
upset because it's just like life is, terrible now, or at least the way I thought about it. And I really thought that there was no way out, but I ended up finding out that there was, and just just let out all the emotions, sad, angry, uh, and just turned it into what it was. And sorry, it just thinking about it gets me a
Oh
little bit.
no, I understand. I mean, like it's amazing how we can turn, you know, take the chaos of our lives and then turn it into art, you know?
Absolutely,
Yeah, and then
absolutely.
like what you said too, it's like I've had a moment like that. This was yeah, about 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I had that same type of breaking point. It's like, career wise, I was making a change, and it was one of those moments where it's like, who am I? What do I
Mm-hmm.
like? What do I enjoy? What makes me happy? And
It,
but it's like through those dark moments, that's where we really find ourselves.
it
You
really
know?
is. It puts you to the test. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
puts you to the test, and it's like, can you hang or can you not? And
Right?
I mean, there's really only one right answer, and that is yes, I can hang.
Yeah.
Bring on the punches, mother. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like
make sure to
try
censor
me,
myself.
try me. So
Try.
I was talking to Seth Thomas about you
Mhm.
today, and I had asked him, I said, do you have any questions that you want me to ask Ben? And so this is coming from Seth, because usually Seth likes to hop on these calls with me, but he couldn't be on it today. He was too busy with all of his other, 50 million gajillion things he does.
Mhm.
So he
That's Seth.
wanted to know, do you have any plans to collaborate with anyone else in the future? Which you already mentioned, you're going to have a collab with the solo stuff, but I guess you could say like maybe like a bucket list of collabs. Like, is there anybody that you're just itching to collab with in the future?
Well, the first question that you asked, yes, I actually do have some collabs that I am planning. I'm actually working on a collab with some friends of mine in a band called Midst of War from Billings, Montana. So,
Wow. Okay. Hell yeah.
oh yeah, I'm excited for that one. So, it's got like a nice little party vibe to it.
Yeah.
definitely gonna bust out some different influences on that track. So that'll be out soon. As far as bucket list collaborations go, man, well, I will throw one bucket list collaboration would probably be Tom DeLonge from Blink and Angels and Airwaves. I'd love to
Really?
write a song with him, absolutely, especially with the stuff with Angels and Airwaves.
Yeah.
Uh, it's the songwriting in that is incredible, in my opinion. I love the atmosphere that he creates. I mean, it's
It's
just a
so
love
melodic.
melodic, exactly.
Yeah.
And I love melody. I'm a
Same.
sucker for melody. I'm a sucker for a ballad. Like,
Same, same.
yeah.
You know, it's funny you mentioned Angels and Airwaves, and it's like that's a band that, I guess has not necessarily been forgotten about. I mean, for like old farts like me, of course I remember, them, but it's
Mhm.
like that's one of those bands or side projects that got buried, like
Yeah,
with everything else out there, it just kind of got buried. So unless you're like a huge Blink fan, then you don't know.
exactly. There's not, it really did, especially, Blink came back twice with, like they broke up.
Right.
That's why Tom started that. Then Tom came back, then he left, then he went back to Angels. Well, actually, he was still doing Angels during the first, his first comeback with Blink. He was still
Yeah.
working on Angels. I think he put out 2 records during that time. They did the last record they put out was in 2021, which I got to see them live in Houston. But then
Hell yeah.
Tom since joined Blink again, so he's back doing that. I hope they get back together. But yes, you're right. They kind of got buried under the radar, uh,
Right.
and but they're very, in my opinion, underrated, like,
Oh, I agree.
to the highest degree.
Yeah. Oh
Uh,
no, absolutely. Yeah.
another
Absolutely agree.
oh, undoubtedly so. But another see some other Tech Nine. I would,
Yeah.
he's from Kansas City. Strange Music is out here, so Tech Nine, holla,
Hell
So
yeah.
love to work with Tech Nine. I'd throw who, man, God, I could really think of, I can name off so many. Matt Hafey from Trivium would be another one.
Yeah.
Love to write a song with him. I would love to do something with uh mm, I'd throw Mark Morton from Lamb of God. I would love to collaborate with him, sing some stuff
Nice.
or something that he writes. Who, man, there is
Definitely
somebody
all over
else.
the place with the influences and who you'd like to work with. That's incredible. And that
Oh,
just
thank
shows your site, shows your diversity too, as a
oh,
musician.
I
Love
love
it.
music. I love music, and I love different types
Same.
of music. And I have so many different. Uh, I don't really make playlists. I just think of songs at the moment and put it on. If that makes any sense. Like I've like literally just. I don't ever build playlists. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen to Tech Nine today. Boom, put on whatever record, or I'm gonna listen to Angels, or I'm gonna
Yeah.
listen to Boosie. I mean, and it doesn't really matter, like anything. I think honestly, doing a song with like a Kevin Gates would be fun. Like represent Baton Rouge in a different way. And I think he has that kind of artistic mind that project would work.
Yeah.
Uh, and then I do want to throw out one more collaboration that if I, oh man, I would love to do a track. Actually, first I'll throw out 12 Paul McCoy. Love to do a track with him.
Dude, we need to make that happen because they are hot and heavy right now and they are playing shows everywhere. And I mean, honestly, I want to try to get them booked at the varsity, but that's another discussion for another day.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, and I'm putting it on the air that you will. It's gonna happen.
Well,
It's gonna happen.
well, I mean, just I'm kind of sort of booking some shows at the varsity right
Okay.
now. Just kind of picking and choosing right now, trying to see what sticks because that venue's kind of fallen by the wayside in the past couple of years.
Yeah,
So
I saw you make that post, and that was heartbreaking because I grew up in that building essentially.
same, dude, memories, memories. And so it's
Memories.
like I'm trying to keep the memory alive right now, but I'm a broke as a joke and I do what I can within my means.
Oh, shit, I feel that. Uh,
Because it's like I'm all passionate about, boosting up the scene and doing what I can do, but I always tell people I'm like, I ain't got no money. I just do what I can do.
right, like, it's a passion project, and
It is. It's a passion project, man.
passion project, and honestly, those are the when it is about your passion and not the money is whenever what's the best way to put it? It's just so much. It's rewarding,
It is.
when it's your passion. I mean, money's great and everything, but if you're passionate about it, and you'll be fulfilled.
Well, yeah, and also I heard someone, well, several people have said this to me, but they're like, when it starts to become a job and it's not fun anymore, then it loses its integrity.
Amen.
Yeah. So, got to keep the passion alive. So, my next question for you. So, we know that you sing, we know that you're a songwriter, we know that, you play all these instruments, all this wonderful stuff, but I pulled up that you're also an actor. Are you doing any acting right now? What's going on with that? Because I was like, whoa, I didn't even know about that. I just know you as the really tall guy from Ventruss.
Well, I would say I have acted before.
Yeah.
I've done some extra work. I was actually an extra in the movie Carry On with Jason Bateman. And I was literally in the movie for like 4 seconds, and I just walked right past him in the airport. Ended up making Netflix's home screen, which was crazy. Like I'm just like watching, like looking on Netflix, and like there I am,
Yeah.
home screen of it, just like with a backpack on. I'm like, okay, there we go. Is this something?
Hell
Um,
yeah.
I do have credit. I got a credit whenever I was shot the movie when I was 20. It came out when I was 23. It's a movie called Desolation. You can find it on Tubi. But there's multiple Desolations. It's the one with the it's got a hood and it's got like a camera as like in place of the face. So if anyone wants to watch it, Desolation, but look for the
Desolation.
camera face. Look for the camera face. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But I chased Andy Garcia's daughter down a hallway with a knife for a couple of scenes, and that
Wow.
was such a blast to do. And I got that role because they needed someone over 6'2", and I submitted for it,
Naturally.
got it, naturally got it.
Yeah.
I didn't do it for a long time, and then I did some extra work. I was in NCIS New Orleans twice. There was this movie called The Stand. Was it The Stand In? The Perfect Date. It was called The Stand In when we just shot it. But that's on Netflix. I'm in a scene of that. Shoot. I did a short film with Chase Garcia last year, Nightjar: The Reckoning.
Wow.
I did is there anything else that I've done? Um I'm pretty sure there's some other things, but yeah, every once in a while I'll do some acting gigs, and it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not my like actual passion, but it's fun to do. I like to
Hell
be creative.
yeah, man. Hell yeah. Well, I got one more question for you, and then we'll plug all the new stuff we got coming this year. And
Mhm.
so that way we can get, people getting ready for it and so they can check it out when it comes out. But what is your ultimate goal as a musician going forward? Like, what would you like to achieve in the next 5 years?
Oh man, play all of the Danny Wimmer festivals, play all the festivals in Europe. I mean, I've always just kind of thought big with it, and you know, tour nationally, internationally, with both my solo project and with Sky Falls Down, my new band. Would just love to see the country again. It's been so long since I've stepped on stage as a front man. I got to go play bass with the Black Smokes twice.
Nice.
Sturgis last year, and then I played some shows with OK Boomhauer on bass, and I did some vocals for them. And we went to Texas and did some shows. Then I went to New York with the Black Smokes this past year, but I haven't stepped on stage as a front man in a while. Honestly, not to get too carried off on it, but like going back to like all that time in my life,
Right.
I was playing shows, but I was really just going through the motions and all of them. I
Yeah.
had some shows where like I wasn't even my performances weren't the best, and I mean those to add on top of what was going on in my life, that was just like it just kept being an anchor. And
Hmm.
whenever I did make the decision that I was like it was time to get back to myself. At the time, I was a little like, okay, we Ventruss had decided we were going to take a hiatus, and
Right.
I was like, I kind of need that. I need that.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to like kind of just focus on a lot of things right now. But now I'm like yearning for that again. I'm yearning to get on stage again. And yeah, those are the goals.
Hell yeah. And so you've got new music coming in March, you said. And so
Mhm.
what would you like people to know about all of this new material and new stuff that you're working on that's coming out?
Well, for my solo stuff, everything is being, the solo stuff is everything from the entire music except for the
Mhm.
collaborators. At least the first two tracks, all the music was written and performed by me. From the programmed MIDI tracks to the guitar and bass, it was all me. Other than I can say that another feature on my first solo track is Sean Saison, who is the guitarist for Ventruss, and then for the second track, Jesse Newman, who was also the guitar player for Ventruss now in Transient. So I got them to play some solos on my tracks. So
Nice.
with Sky Falls Down, we are currently writing some new music as well. Sky Falls Down sound is we're going for like a make them suffer, very modern, drop G, drop E,
Hmm.
very melodic though. Sky Falls Down and my solo stuff kind of have its similarities, but like they're in two different categories, I think. But Sky Falls Down is definitely going to be more like of a modern like a modern new metal sound,
Hell yeah.
And I mean, obviously, we're gonna write as we feel with that group too. So
Right.
excited that they've given me the opportunity. Bobby, Mike, and Josh, all the love, and excited to see what we can do.
Man, and you know how like every single, genre that we loved growing up is starting now to come back around and it's making, well, they always say everything repeats, right? So you've
Mm-hmm.
got all these kids I can't even talk, interested, all these kids interested in grunge, and then you have the kids interested in the whole 90s culture. And so the whole reemergence of new metal is, I feel like we're on the cusp of it. And in fact, I don't know if you've ever heard of this band. You might remember them, but there was a new metal band in the early 2000s called Boiler Room, and they were on Roadrunner Records. I don't know if you remember them, but anyway,
Sounds
I
familiar.
interviewed them earlier this year, and they're new metal, and they're trying to make a comeback too. And so it's like for me, new metal. This is how old I am. For me, new metal peaked when I was a senior in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So, like to see it starting to reemerge and come back around, like I see it. I just know it. And the biggest thing is like you've got these newer generation of kids, who look at the time they're growing up in, man, and all this technology, all of this, fake crap everywhere. So it's like, why not people like us? Why can't we throw it back and let them, see what it was like to grow up whenever things were good?
Right, exactly. And I think that's exactly what's happening. Everybody's
Yeah.
just, at that time art was so pure and just
Right.
everything was so pure and now like I mean, no offense to anybody that's just like a lot of the new stuff is just not hitting like it used to. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's exactly that. You have a great point. I think that's exactly what they're doing is they're seeing what life was like and they
Right.
wish they could have been a part of it.
Yeah, because I mean, dude, if I could hop in a time machine, like I would go back.
Shoot, I would go back. I see. I feel like I just missed out on it because I'm only 31. Uh,
Oh yeah, so you're so much younger. See, I'm gonna be 45 in July. So like,
really? Wow.
yeah,
I think
I'm gonna be 45. But like, I was a senior in high school in 1999 to 2000, and so that's like when Limp Bizkit and Corns Follow the Leader and all that was huge. Family Values tour, and so it's like I remember it just like it was yesterday, and there was just a vibe and a culture around it, and it's like honestly to me, like I think like from like 1994 up until like 2008, 2009, like those were the best years for music. And I mean, I don't know why, but like after 2010, I just lost interest with finding new music. And then it wasn't until I started Mixed Alt Mag, I got back into music because I'm like, you know what? It's so cluttered and I couldn't find anything. So I'm like, you know what? Let me cut through the clutter.
right, right. Let's cut through the clutter and find out. And the
Yeah.
thing is, like these days, I mean, this day and age is the underground music is what shines. The
Yeah.
underground, the
Oh, I
local
agree.
artists is what shines because I mean, they're still coming from like a pure artistic mindset.
Right.
Where I find like some artists that are on certain labels are trying to match like what's going to sell, and that just becomes regurgitated. And it does sell for some reason, but no, and thank you for what you do and all that you
Oh,
do
no.
just around. I mean,
Dude, passion.
love
It's passion. I like
it's
to tell people I'm
passion.
like the number one music fan. I'm the number one music fan who decided to take matters into her own hands and just be like, screw it.
The internet's as I don't know if you know Anthony Fantano is the needle drop on YouTube.
Nope, sure don't.
Oh, he calls him the internet's busiest music nerd. So
Nice.
that's
That's me, music nerd, totally. And you mentioned earlier you listen to everything like and you said you don't make playlists. So like I don't do playlists either. So I still have iPods. I have like
oh hell
yeah,
yeah.
so I have like 4 or 5 iPods, right? And each one has like different music collections on them. And so depending on what day, like I know what's on which device and I'll grab one, I put it on shuffle, plug it in the car, and I just go. And it's like
Shoot.
whatever it shuffles through. I mean, it can go from Jim Croce to like to Slayer to
Oh.
Britney Spears.
Literally, I have no clue what's gonna happen.
Pretty much. So it's like somebody could be in the car and be like, "Oh God, please don't judge me. I'm sorry. It came on shuffle. My bad." But anyway, so I guess in parting, what can we look forward to as far as you playing shows with the new material coming out? So do you plan to get out there and get on the road and promote all this stuff once you release it?
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Awesome.
Like I said, Sky Falls Down should be playing shows at some point by the middle of this year. As far as my solo project, that will be in the works soon. I'm
Nice.
trying to get the music out first before I put together a live band for that, and that was the goal originally, was just to get it out, start getting it out,
Yeah.
and then the rest will follow. But yes, you can expect Sky Falls Down to be on the road playing shows not that much longer. Hopefully, I believe by the middle of this year, if I had to just guess. But yeah, it'll be soon. It'll be sooner than later.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm out of questions, but I thank you for joining me today, and
Oh,
just
thank
hang out a
you.
bit as I get ready to end the recording. But we've been talking today with Ben Jewell, formerly of Ventruss, now out in Kansas City, Missouri. All kinds of new music coming out soon. So if you were a fan of Ventruss in the past and you just want to continue to follow Ben's career, he's got a lot of stuff coming out. So get ready.